We're approaching week 12 of the English Premier League. The feature match for this weekend is Chelsea, fresh off of a thumping victory against Tottenham Hotspur 4-1, coming up against City, who, by the way, also had another thumping victory, 6-1 in their game against, I believe that was Bournemouth, right? Today, Charles, of course, is back. He's back with us. He took a little hiatus. I think now that Chelsea have won their game, he's back to show his face.
Yes.
And Biodun, our resident Pep Guardiola lover, will be here speaking on behalf of City. Guys, how are you feeling? Charles, are you feeling confident going into this one against Pep?
Yes, I am. And if you want to know the reasons why I'm feeling confident, very simple. You know what they say, he that is down need fear no fall. But technically, what's the worst that can happen? You know? City beat us, life goes on. But what if we defeat City? What happens then? So the truth about it is, yes, answer your question, I am excited. I am pumped. I'm actually very, very excited for this game because after what happened with Spurs, I have a little belief in me, and I think every church fan should have a little belief in them that we can actually take care of City. Now it's City. Not easy to say. But if Wolves can do it, if little North London Arsenal can do it, why can't we? So yes, I am excited.
So something I'll point out to you, Charles, right? If we look back to that game that you guys won against Spurs, I'm gonna just have to remind you, you guys were lucky in that game, and I'll say why specifically, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the first 30 minutes or so, Chelsea couldn't get out.
Yep.
Kulusevski scored.
First 20 minutes.
Yeah, okay, 20. Kulusevski scored in the 6 minutes. I think there was a goal that was disallowed, right, or so.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't score until after the first red card.
Yes.
Right, and it was 1-1 for over an hour.
Yes.
Before, I think if I'm looking at the timelines here, there was a second red card and then another 20 minutes before, you scored the second goal.
You got it right.
You might want to temper your expectations, just a little bit. Biodun, what does Guardiola have for us coming into this? I was looking at his previous lineups, from how they set up this past week. He had Stones as center back. He brought in Nathan Ake. So Diaz was rested. I mean, it was a light fixture. No offense to, but I mean, if you look at the lineup, Stones and Ake coming into that back line, he had Bernardo Silva and Alvarez playing behind Haaland, and it's like that's where Bernardo Silva is. But is Bernardo Silva going to play on the right? Is he going to take Kovac's place in the middle? Is Doku going to start? Does he play Grealish? I don't know. Give us a little insight, if you can, into what Guardiola is thinking.
Are you asking Biodun or you want
Yeah,
I'm asking Biodun.
Charles, obviously the question is for me. So relax.
I want to say something.
What is it that you want to say?
I want to say
what is it that you have to tell us?
We were lucky against Spurs. And I'm like, yeah. Most times in life, there's apart from hard work, talent, there's a little luck that goes with success. So we were lucky against Spurs. Maybe we'll be lucky against City. Now, you said I should temper my expectation. The thing about it is, I don't even have an expectation. I'm just excited. I'm going off the buzz of the Spurs game. Now, like I said, I'm prepared for the worst. If City beats us, fine. If we beat City, you're not ready for me in the next step. Keep going. You're over to you.
Okay, I think that's a better. Better statement from you, Charles, right? Because I would have advised you the same. So I have a lot to say, and I'm trying to like put it together, right, in a very short form. Number one, take it from me. I know we've predicted many times here and we've been wrong. I know that, but Charles, you ain't gonna beat City this Sunday. See, Charles, you ain't gonna beat City. I can bet my money on that one. That's number one. Now you can get a draw. You can get a draw. We can take that one off here. I don't want folks to. I don't want the people in charge to shut down our channel. This is on bets here, right? So let's be careful. But I can put my money down. You're not gonna beat City. That's number one. The best result you will get in Stamford Bridge will be a draw. Now, why did I say that? I also understand and I agree that things happen. Sometimes you need luck to have the results you want. Sometimes you might not play anything and the result will just. It has happened before. You guys won the Champions League. You didn't play better than City. Guardiola did what Guardiola typically does. But the last season, you guys played. I think it was 4 times, right? Remember
Yeah.
all those games they dumped you out. Like so, if your memory serves you well, just think about next season. I'm not talking about 2, 3 seasons. I'm talking about just last season.
Mm-hmm.
You played, I believe, 4 times, and it was completely domination. Chelsea's
Different team,
team
different,
last Chelsea's
different
team
coach.
last season,
Keep going.
to be honest, I think is better than the current team. You might
Mhm.
disagree, that's a separate conversation. I actually think that team that played City the last time was better. Now, City has also improved. So City is more stronger. Because let's just look at the team. And I asked me a question. How do you think Guardiola will? I think nobody knows. You know Guardiola. Nobody knows. We can tell you what he's going to do. He does completely something different. But does he have the tools and assets to destroy anything? I think he does. And
It
I
does.
mean, this is a guy that went out to buy Virgil when he had good defenders. So you tell me, how are you going to line up against very disciplined and world-class defenders? So he has Virgil. I think it's going to be Virgil against you. I think so. Let me start by saying this. Yes, before I forget, I am not trying to rate Arsenal here, but if you guys are fair, you would agree with me that the only team in this league right now, even from last season, that City is very cautious of playing their typical aggressive, bullying, attacking, possessive game is Arsenal. And you can see that from the last game we played against them. Every other team, City starts from the very first minute holding the ball and pushing you back. Arsenal is the only team that has successfully made Guardiola to think about his formation and play Kyle Walker those times we play them so that they can stay back. Against other teams, is okay not playing Kyle Walker or playing a back three and letting them join the attack. But against Arsenal,
Yeah.
he's very, very cautious and worried about Saka and Martinelli coming. Now you have Sterling. Sterling might be the guy this time around. And you have Palmer. I don't know how he's going to use them. So you need runners. You need runners that can scare Pep Guardiola to
Yeah.
think about his formation. But if Guardiola goes to sleep Saturday night, not worried about Chelsea, forget it. No, just forget it. Because you have
I have a
folks
comeback.
like Doku. And I'm going to wrap up so that I can speak. You have folks like Doku that is on form.
Yeah.
So you have to think about how you come against such attack. You have Alan that is going to be in your box and push back your defenders. Then you have this midfield. The only person that is out is De Bruyne. Everybody else is fit and they are not injured. They are good to go. So I cannot tell you the first three. But if I could predict, I think it's going to be Kovacic, Rodri, and Alvarez. And I think it's going to be Foden, Doku, which is the same formation that played the weekend, not against the young boys, right? I think it's going to be the formation that played the last EPL before Young Boys on Tuesday. So it's going to be Doku and Foden and Alan, and it's going to be Rodri, Kovacic, and what's it called? And Rodri, Kovacic, and Alvarez. I think that's what the middle is going to look like. And I think it's going to be John Stones, Diaz, Vardiol, and Kyle Walker. Thank you for bringing that up. I think you might have to drop Akonji on this. I think Vardiol is going to have to come in just in case of Sterling. You understand what I mean? Because Vardiol was the one that played against Jesus when we played them, and he did a very good job, even though Jesus had fun. So you need a very good disciplined player like Walker and Vardiol to play on the wing and let Stones and Diaz play in the middle. That's how I think Pep is going to line up. I'm going to turn it over to you, Charles and Ayo. But I don't think Chelsea stands a chance. The only team that has successfully pushed City back when it comes to possessive football is Arsenal. Chelsea does not have the ability to play possessive football.
Yeah.
I rest my case for now.
Ayo, do you want to take over? Or do you want me to start spitting my points?
So I think Biodun has given us some analysis. What I'm going to ask for you is, so you're saying that maybe there's a possibility, right, that Chelsea can. So in the event that Chelsea do find a win, where are the keys for Chelsea against the City side?
Okay, so
So
I have a few
what you see on the screen, by the way, is their previous lineups from the last
from last week.
games that they both played in the Premier League, not the Champions League for City. I know Chelsea hasn't played since, but this is from last weekend's Premier League. This is how they lined up. Chelsea against Tottenham and City against Bournemouth.
All right, so
Now,
I would say this. Biodun already answered the question by talking about Guardiola being scared of the fast wingers in Palmer and Sterling. And I think that's where the game is going to be won. But aside from that, I want to just drop some points, which are just off my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Biodun made a statement and said Chelsea doesn't stand a chance against City. And that's where I disagree. If you say City will beat Chelsea, fair. But if you tell me Chelsea can't beat City, that's where I have a problem. You can't tell me we can't beat City.
Anybody can beat anyone, Charles. I'm talking about this particular game in reference to this game. That's what I'm saying. Anyone can beat anyone, but this game you don't stand a chance. And I stay on my points.
And I disagree with you because here's why I disagree.
Yeah, why?
If Wolves can beat City, Chelsea can beat City. If Arsenal can beat City, Chelsea can beat City. But that's point one. Point two, if you've watched our games this season, the best games we've had are against top opponents. Teams that don't sit back, teams that come out. Liverpool 1-1, Arsenal 2-2, which could have easily been a victory.
Charles, do not forget that the game against Wolves, Rodri was missing. I just need to tell you, Rodri was missing, and Chelsea is not Wolves. If you
hold on. Let's hear Charles's points because we need to understand where Chelsea can hurt City.
I need to understand that whether we are Wolves or not, whether Rodri was absent or Rodri wasn't absent, it was still City. So the point is, Wolves beat City, Arsenal beat City, and I think they already lost the game in the Carabao Cup. They're already out. The point is, Guardiola City is not invisible. They are beatable. If you tell me Chelsea cannot, absolutely does not stand a chance, that's you giving me a 0% chance. I have a problem with that because, like I said before, the best games we have this season are against teams that come out. The problems we've had are teams that sit back. When a team comes out, we give them fire. Against Liverpool, the first game of the season, 1-1. Against you, Arsenal, we almost beat you. It was 2-0 to the 77th minute or something like that. And you came back 2-2. Against Spurs, forget about the red cards. It was still against Spurs and we won the game. My point to you is this. Don't tell me it's impossible to beat City. That's the English I disagree with. If Wolves can do it, we can do it. If Arsenal can do it, we can do it. It's very possible. So, and I also want to point out, Guardiola has been fighting Champions League for a while, and he has this history of losing here and there. But I personally believe one of the worst losses of Guardiola was in the hand of Poch in I think the year Poch entered the final when he beat Guardiola in I don't know if it was the semi or the quarter. My point is, these coaches know each other. Being there, done that. Now the Chelsea squad is new. You said they beat us last season 4 games. It's a new coaching staff. It's a new team. So it's not the same sort of people from last season. So my point, I'm just fighting that impossibility you're putting on because it's an 11 versus 11. You never know the Guardiola is going to show up. And even if it's prime Guardiola that shows up, even if the game remains 11 versus 11, even if there's no red card, I'm telling you, it's still it could be 10%, it could be 5%, but it does exist that Chelsea can beat beat City. Because City is going to come out. They're not going to sit back like Bournemouth, Burnley, West Ham. They're going to come out. And as I've proven to you from the record, against Liverpool, against you, against Spurs, when teams come out, Chelsea tends to come out at them also. So I'll rest my case on that and let you just think about it. Don't tell me.
Ayo, can I respond?
I'm telling you it's possible and it may happen.
It's funny because I actually have a response for Charles. Something I'm just going to mention real quick,
Okay.
right? So 11 games played so far this season. City have won 9 and they've lost 2. And something interesting about those 2 games that they lost, which I think Biodun, attuned to earlier, is that Rodri was missing for those 2 games.
Yeah.
So they don't draw games, and there's a possibility they can lose if Rodri is out. Now, I think Rodri is available for this game. But Biodun, over to you.
Over to me?
Over to Biodun.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to. Yeah, because of my background, but forgive me, guys. So yeah, that's number 1 point. I already made that point. I don't need to make it again. You're gonna be up against the best GM in the world right now. That's Rodri. We let's just accept that that's the best GM in the world right now. That's number 1. Number 2 points. When I said you're not Wolves, I'm talking about the tactics. You need to tell me, and if I wants to bring back the squad for both teams, you can bring it back up. You need to tell me how you're going to get out, and that's the point I'm trying to tell you. When City plays their typical game, if you don't push back on this team, you will be overwhelmed and you will be frustrated. That is their style. That is the strategy. They want to hold the ball. When they lose it, they want to get the ball back in 30 seconds. When they do that to you, you need to tell me how you get out and counter and score. Wolves did that by Neto. Neto made a run. You have to go see that game again. He made a run all through that. You have to tell me your players that will counter City. And when you counter, you can't make it into the box. Tell me the striker that you are going to cross the ball, that is going to air the ball. When they played against Sevilla in the Super Cup, that is how Enesri scored against them. So you have to look at games that they scored City. How did those teams, how did they score City? When Arsenal played them, we kept on attacking. There was a loose ball. It was the last chance of the game, right? And because they were caught on our side, it was a deflection. The point I'm trying to make you is that these people have perfected the game that when they possess the ball, when they have the ball to their possession, they frustrate you, they overwhelm you, that even when you try to get out of the pocket, it is like 3-4 players on you. So you need to find a way to get up. If you overcome those players, Rodri is there to bring those back tackles. Until tomorrow, I don't know how they made those back tackles and they don't get yellow card, talk less of a red card. That is the mountain that you are facing against this team. You need to tell me how you are going to tactically get out of your own half and push these people back. And if you don't do that, tell me how your runners are going to play on a counter. I have seen you against weaker teams. You cannot even execute a typical counter. So tell me how you're going to execute a counter against a team like this. Now, you talk about the team. These guys has 22 players. All of them are fighting for shit. He can bring on anybody as long as he has the key players there, which is Rodri, which is Alan, which is Doku that is in a good form right now. Now you have your Reece James back. He's a mature player. Maybe he's going to have his way against Doku. That's possible. I can say one-on-one with that. You know, that might help you out. But that's if he's not injured by Sunday, right? Or he gets injured during the game. Because he's going to have to do a lot of work. You know what I mean? Sterling is never going to beat Walker on a one-on-one. You know that. Putting anybody in that defense, the ball is not going to get into the box. So that day, he actually message you. I need you to count the number of times that your players will make it into the box 18. And I bet you it will never be up to 10 times. I rest my case.
Okay, so let me give you a flip of the formation right now, which I think I would advise. First of all, yeah, it's coming off a hat trick. I've lost faith in Jackson. So I wouldn't even start Jackson. I'll play a false 9 like we did against Arsenal with Mukala Modric up front. Or Mukala Modric on the left against Walker. They say Walker is the fastest. They say Modric is the fastest. We're going to find out. Modric against Walker. Sterling on the right or Sterling in the middle. I'm still swaying between the two. But Palmer, Sterling, one of them on the right, one of them in the middle. Basically play a false line. If we do not play Jackson, there's hope. So we're putting 3 fast and skillful players up front. Now, with Gallagher behind, Caicedo and what's his name? Enzo Fernandez.
So you're looking at Modric here then?
No, Modric on the left.
On the left? Okay.
Yes,
and Sterling? Sterling in the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
Could be Sterling, could be Palmer, they'll be flipping. But Modric on the left.
Okay.
I would actually put Cucurella for Colwill. And Colwill goes in the middle where Disasi is. Okay. Take Disasi out totally. So Colwill goes there. Well, you can flip him and Silva.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Cucurella, I'm not a fan of Cucurella, but when it's time to really, really like become aggressive,
26. I don't remember.
He tends to get the job done. So this formation right here, you mentioned Reece James earlier. He's going to get the job done as much as he can. This formation right here is what I would use. Maybe think Noni Madueke from the bench to come in for Modric, Sterling, or Palmer, whoever gets tired first. Because these guys are going to be running throughout the game, so they're going to need backup. My point is, there's a way to beat City. Some people figure it out, but they can't carry it on for long. And Guardiola is smart. He counters it after losing. You understand? But then Guardiola lost 2 games back to back. You understand? So I understand Guardiola is the best, one of the best. I understand what you guys are saying. Chelsea's not even at their best right now. You know, we beat Spurs, all that good stuff. But I'm telling you, when the opponent is big, I mentioned Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal, we tend to step up. And this is the biggest of them all. I expect us to step up. I don't really want to see Jackson play. To answer your question of formation, this I would play, and I would use my wing backs in Cucurella and Jackson. I mean, in Cucurella and James to feed my wing backs and to feed my false 9. It could be a long ball game all through because you don't want to be dilly-dally on the ball with City against City. So that's the tactic I'm going to go with. These guys are fast. Yeah, Walker is fast. Yeah,
Okay.
Guardiola is
Okay.
fast. But it's all about who's faster on the day. You could say historically Walker is the fastest player in the Premier League, but on that day, Modric may beat him. You just never know. So my point to you is never say never. It's
Yeah,
possible.
you make a really good point with Modric because I think where Modric cut us out, or I don't remember, there was a game, the last game where Modric scored, right? It was a run through the middle.
Against you guys now.
No, not the header. There was the header that then led to the penalty, which was not really a penalty, but
No,
I
there
will
was a
quote
ball.
my
The
page.
one he crossed, it was like a cross, but it became a goal.
No, that was from the left.
The first goal led to the penalty. The second goal, he didn't even make a run. He
There
ran
was a
a little bit
game.
and he made the cross. It was Raya that was out of line.
I don't remember who you all played. You guys played. There was a game you played, I think, before the Arsenal game
But I
where
think it was Fulham.
yeah, Fulham, where he
Fulham.
got the ball on the chest. Yeah, it was against Fulham. That's
Yeah.
right. He made a run through the middle. He was starting on the left, but he made that run through the middle, received the ball on the chest,
Yep.
and finished. So yeah, I think that's so good. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, there could be a way there if Modric gets his act together,
Ayo,
making that
there is
run
no
through
way
the
he's getting
middle.
past Walker. Ayo, there's no way he's doing that against
No,
Walker.
but that's the thing. So I don't see
That's
him getting past
moving to the
Walker.
middle. He doesn't have to
But
face Walker.
if he's making runs in the middle between the fullback and the center back, there might be an opportunity there.
Yeah.
There
And then
might be, but you and I
I
have
don't.
seen the way that the City play, right? So when you make that run, Rodri is the back of it. It's always the three players
So
on you. So Rodri will be the
I
last person that you
actually
have to beat.
think I
Walker will
actually
come out,
think
Bernardo Silva will come. So you have to beat three people. That's the way these
Pep
guys
is
play. It's
going to
three people
play
on you.
Diaz. This is the way I think he's going to line up for this game. I think it's going to be Diaz, Stones, and Akonji, because Akonji always starts. He doesn't. Akonji is like a
Non-dropping.
undroppable for Pep. So I think this is actually the back three that starts. So yeah, this is. I mean, I don't see Chelsea winning. So Chelsea might be able to sneak a goal. One thing that I that was interesting because when I looked at the analysis of the Chelsea versus Spurs game, something that I was expecting was that Caicedo would sit at the base and it would be kind
Yeah.
of a 4-3-3. And he didn't do that. Gallagher tends to play more as a roving 10. Like
Yeah.
he comes back on defense, but these two tend to sit. And then Fernandez is that box to box player. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Pochettino lines up with that. But I mean, really good analysis. So I think we've gotten an idea of how, Pep, we've said City is just going to do their thing. Maybe there's really no beating Rodri and the runs, from Sterling and Modric are going to be key. Is that a fair assessment of what we've
Yep.
talked about? All right, cool. And Disaster sits. Colwill comes back in the middle, which is what I expected against Spurs. I was surprised
Balls,
to
yeah.
see Colwill and Cucurella dropped. But you're thinking Cucurella comes back in this time and Colwill comes in. All right.
Yeah.
Let's maybe take predictions. Biodun, has anything we've talked about changed your mind in terms of Chelsea maybe
No.
snatching the
That
draw?
that team went to Old Trafford. They went to Old Trafford. They destroyed Manchester United. They're gonna go to Stamford Bridge and destroy them. It's gonna be a 3-0 win for City.
Wow. Whew. That's tough. That's tough. Charles, are you
So normally I
Harry?
should pick this game because I'm biased. I want
Yeah.
Chelsea to win. I believe Chelsea can win, but I also believe City can win, like we all know.
Yeah.
So normally I'll call it a draw just to be on the safe side. But nah, Chelsea wins this game.
Okay. Okay. A win, not even a draw.
Hey, I said normally I'll call it a draw. I don't want to go the normal route.
You are confident from start to finish. I like it. I love it. I love it. All right. Let's take a look at the other games that we have coming up this weekend. Just gonna pull those up and let's take quick assessments. See who's likely to win, who's likely to draw
Mhm.
coming into the weekend. All right. So Wolves, who are now missing Pedro Neto, who's been the influential player for them this season. He's been involved in a bunch of goals and assists. He's out. We saw them lose their last game.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling coming into this? So let me share the right screen here. All right. So Wolves Spurs is the first game of the weekend. Does
I'll call
does
it
Spurs recover?
Spurs win.
Biodun, same feeling.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a 2-2 draw, a 1-1 draw. Draw.
Okay. Okay. Arsenal Burnley. Company's job is, I think, approaching the line.
Yeah,
I don't think it's maybe it's not quite on the line yet, but I think it's approaching the line. Is this another loss for Burnley?
yeah. If I call a draw for this one, people will come at me. So I'll say this is only loss.
I think both your heart and your head can allow you to tell lies.
Arsenal will win this one.
Biodun.
I, I, Arsenal should win. Arsenal will win. I think it's going to be a tricky one. And what I mean by
Yeah.
that is I don't think Arsenal should go into this game thinking it's all done and dusted. No, this is a game that is fighting for survivor, and this is a coach that is fighting for his job. As a matter of fact, if he lost this game, that might be his last game. You know, I predicted that he was going to get fired last week. I was surprised he didn't get fired last week. So I think Arsenal should take this thing serious, and I think it's a win for Arsenal, and I think company might get fired.
All right. Charles, I'll just take one now. Charles, Crystal Palace Everton. Win, lose, draw.
Draw.
Okay. Biodun, Man U Luton.
Man, you win. It's too much
Ah,
losses. They have to win.
no chance for
It's too
Luton.
much losses.
Okay.
No, Man U is struggling. They have to win. They have to redeem themselves. Too much losses.
All right. Bournemouth Newcastle. Charles.
Newcastle win.
Newcastle win. I think Bournemouth is struggling at the moment. Charles, Biodun, Villa Fulham.
Aston Villa win.
Okay.
Convincingly.
Okay. Is Fulham gonna get a win anytime soon? I feel like it's yeah. Anyway, Charles.
That's why I'm angry that we drew with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Charles, Brighton Sheffield.
I'll give this game a draw just because I think Sheffield has something they can prove a point against Brighton.
I'm looking forward to seeing that point because I'm not seeing any points
know.
from them.
Hey.
The other Liverpool, Brentford.
This is a tricky one. But this is not Brentford of last season that went to Liverpool and shocked Liverpool. So I think Liverpool will win.
Yeah, they're at Anfield. They're making Anfield a fortress this season. Charles, West Ham Forest.
Phew. I'll give it to West Ham. I think I watched a game today and they have something to offer. So yeah, West Ham beats Nottingham Forest.
All right, and of course the last one there is Chelsea Man City, which we've spent most of the time talking about. As always, awesome talking with you guys. For everyone who's hung with us, thank you for listening to us every week. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, keeping up the encouragement. We enjoy what we do here, and we do this for you all as much as ourselves. Thank you guys. See you again next week.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.